Hey guys, so here we go. The final stretch before the 3rd year anniversary begins. Have this information in the news here. I don't think this is technically supposed to actually drop in the news until tomorrow night. I'm recording this on the 21st, so this video should be going up on the 22nd, which means that tonight we should be getting some kind of tweet on the Twitter account as well as information in the news here. I think they data mined this, so this is actually a little bit premature here, but we know nonetheless that the 3rd anniversary reveals and stuff is coming soon. It's almost Legends 3rd year anniversary. To bring you the latest info on 3rd anniversary campaigns, we've got a reveals and stuff on the way, and to find out more about the 3rd year anniversary events and completely new characters coming to the game, plus a surprise message from a certain someone, which I imagine is probably going to be Nozawa, but we'll see. They've had her on before to do like a special sort of like announcement or whatever, so I expect maybe it's her or one other voice actor or something like that, so we'll see. Maybe it's her and Horikawa, who's the voice of Vegeta, maybe, you know, to tease the fusion or whatever, but we'll see. This is coming out on the 29th of this month, so that's in, I guess from the time this video goes up, it is a week after this video will go up. Pre-3 year anniversary reveals and stuff, so a little bit later than last year. I believe last year was on the 24th or so it was either the 24th or 26th, so this is literally the day before what I believe will be the actual release date of the anniversary itself. So I will definitely keep you guys updated if there's any changes to this. I'll also be doing a video immediately after this happens to keep you guys in the loop of what we see, talk about it, my thoughts, stuff like that. But what I want to do in this video is I want to go through sort of the timeline here first. So if we actually pull up this event here, here's the Goku event, right? It gives you a different free-to-play unit for every form that Goku has, all the way from base through Super Saiyan Blue. The start date to this is the 24th of May, which is going to be this week's reset. And then what's interesting about this is that I believe what's going to happen is this event is going to come out. Every form is time gated to a day. So the base form, you can see you can get the base form Z Power on the 24th of May. You can get the Super Saiyan 1 Z Power on the 25th of May, and then that goes on all the way down through Super Saiyan Blue, which you can get on the 29th of May. And that is perfectly logical because that lines up with the countdown here. So what I believe is going to happen is on Tuesday, we're going to be able to get the event here. That event's going to open up, well, Monday night / Tuesday morning, whatever you want to call it. Actually, is this 24th? Actually, the 24th is Monday morning. Okay, so actually this is going to start Monday morning. So Monday morning at 2 a.m. Eastern, this event's going to open. Then we should get this 6 days until the 3rd anniversary announcement in the news. So this will be the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, right? The 29th is Super Saiyan Blue. That lines up with this down here, that's 29th. And then the next day, the 30th, will be when the actual banners drop and the anniversary officially begins, and that lines up with exactly what we had last year with the 2nd anniversary step-up releasing on May 30th. So I believe that is exactly the same thing that will happen this year as well. So that's what I think the timeline is looking like here. So the actual, you know, revealed stuff will happen on the 29th, and then literally the next day is when we're going to be getting the anniversary itself to drop. So the second part of this video is when I want to talk about basically my thoughts on what I think we'll be getting in terms of the theme of the anniversary, the big units we'll be getting. I've talked about this before. This has been my prediction pretty much for the past 2 to 3 months at this point. You know, before we saw all the signs starting to point towards GT and stuff like that. But it's, to me, at this point, it's fairly obvious that they're going to continue the GT theme, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is like the most likely unit by far at this point. People were expecting him last year. You know, we got the reveal and stuff that showed off Omega, and then they showed off the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and they didn't show Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the actual reveal and stuff, and people were thinking, okay, well, maybe they're just hiding him. It was because they did, but what happened when last year, if you guys weren't around, is they did the first ever dual LF banners back in March of 2020. That was LF Frieza and LF Piccolo. So people saw that, and they assumed that the anniversary was going to be dual LF again. That only makes sense for the anniversary. Literally the biggest celebration of the year. That and New Year's are the two biggest. So people saw that they were, you know, they teased Vegito Blue during the reveal and stuff. And so people's expectations then went, okay, well, we see Vegeta Blue for Super. It's a dual theme here of GT versus Super. Let's look out for Gogeta Blue. Well, I mean, not Gogeta Blue, for a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So it's going to be sort of like a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Vegeta Blue thing, which would be really, really hype, right? I mean, that would be the ultimate GT versus Super celebration, pretty much. Ended up not happening. People were a little bit, I guess, underwhelmed by the GT side of that anniversary, but I think this year it's going to be flipped a little bit. I think this year we're going to be getting the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta finally, and that will be sort of the one half of the anniversary, that GT half theme of the anniversary. So if we take a look at the actual listing here of the GT team, just to try and figure out like what color this guy would be, assuming that he actually does come out during the anniversary, it's very obvious that there's one color that this team really needs. And you know, before this guy got a Zenkai, I would have said purple was an option. But now that he got one, I would probably rule purple out. Honestly, the same thing for red. I think red is pretty solid, that it's solidified that it's going to be the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It just has that spot for now. They could go ahead and release a red version of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I think, and it would be okay. Because running 2 reds and then like Super 17 as a red, red, green setup for this team actually is not bad. But looking at this roster, if you were going to fill this out with one color that this team needs, it has to be blue. I would be willing to bet money that they're not going to be Zenkaiing Super Baby 2. This guy, here's the problem with this guy, right? You Zenkai this guy for GT, but you just people are just going to throw him on regen, right? People are just going to throw him on regen, and it's going to turn into the 2019 New Year's meta again, where it's regen with Baby, and then you have Zenkai Buu, you have like LF Zenkai Piccolo, who are unkillable because they're getting healed every time this guy switches, and it's just not a fun meta. So they could specifically Zenkai this guy, design him for GT, and then maybe sort of finagle him into the meta that way. But I think instead of just, I don't really think they're going to touch this guy. I think they'd rather just not deal with that, and instead of that, just release Gogeta as a blue unit, and that's where they're going to go from there. I think purple is actually a feasible color as well, because of the fact that this guy is buffing GT with his Z ability, right? Purple GT. Where's the... let me click this. Purple in GT. If we go look at what this Vegeta's buffing, it's red Vegeta family, which is not what I expected him to buff. I would have expected him to buff red GT. And I think that if they're going to release a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they're going to want him to be on the side of whatever color he's getting buffed from via Zenkai ability. And so I think if they're going to either go between red and purple, my bet would be on purple, just because of the fact that this guy is buffing GT with his Zenkai ability. So that's pretty much where I stand right now. I think my number one choice has to be blue, just because blue is by far the weakest color of this team. And then I think my number 2 choice is probably purple. Yellow is a little bit of a funny color, because if they actually do make him yellow, pretty much just invalidates this entire Goku's existence like 2 months after he released, which is kind of funny but kind of sad at the same time. I think I would go blue and then purple here. So that's pretty much my prediction for a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And then, most people have thought about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think when you ask people, what are your predictions for the 3-year anniversary? I think, 90% plus, 95% even, of people would say that they're expecting in some way, shape, or form a version of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to release for this anniversary, which is pretty obvious, I think. But that's pretty much it for the GT side of things here. Let's close this out and this out. And now we're going to come to what the second sort of theme is for the anniversary here. And my prediction has been for a very long time that it's going to be a future-centric secondary theme. I think GT is going to be the main theme, similar to last year, like how Future was the main theme of the second anniversary and then GT was the secondary theme. I think this year it's going to be reversed. GT is going to be the main theme, and then Future will be the secondary theme of the anniversary. And then if you take a look at what we actually don't have yet from this celebration, there's 2 main characters that were in the, Future Trunks saga of Dragon Ball Super that we don't yet have in the game, and then those are, sort of like the Sword of Hope or Spirit Sword, however you want to call it, Trunks. This version of Trunks, and then the corrupted version of Emerge Zamasu or Fusion Zamasu, however you want to call him. you know, the one with the purple arm and like the deformed appearance and stuff like that. So I think those 2 units are what we probably will see for the sub theme, aka the future theme of the 3rd year anniversary. And in terms of who would be the LF, because I do think this will be a dual LF celebration, I'm fairly confident at this point. I think they're becoming more and more okay with releasing dual LFs at the same time, which, you know, it could be a bad or good thing depending on how you view it, but yeah, that's a different discussion altogether. I think this guy is definitely more poised to be an LF. You know, the Spirit Sword Trunks, the whole thing with him. It's definitely an LF moment. So it makes it a difficult decision here, but I actually think it's going to be this guy. And the reason why I say that is because it just plays into the whole theme of the anniversary sort of being a clash between timelines. So you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who is basically like the ultimate, you know, strongest character ever across all of Dragon Ball GT. Which is, you know, back before Super came out, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was like the strongest character in Dragon Ball, period, pretty much. So you have him as sort of like the pinnacle of GT, and then you have this guy who, you know, well, not this version of Zamasu, but the corrupted version of Zamasu, who literally went toe-to-toe with Vegito Blue and didn't die, which is pretty impressive. He was getting destroyed by Vegito Blue, but he didn't die to him. Going up against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think that theme is really what they're going to go for this anniversary. It's sort of like how we had in the 1st year anniversary the God vs Super Warrior event, where it was Super Vegito versus Blue Goku and Vegeta. We even had this for the 2nd year anniversary, and this was actually, I think it was part of the countdown, where it was before the banners even went live. We had the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Rage Trunks. It was actually this Trunks versus this version of Merge Zamasu, which was sort of like, you know, a merging of the timelines together sort of thing. And that's really the whole theme of this game really is, right? You guys, I assume most of you have played the story mode with Shallot. That entire theme of the story mode is, you know, different characters from different timelines coming together and interacting with each other. And so I think instead of having this guy be the LF and interacting with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it makes a lot more sense from a thematic standpoint to have this corrupted Zamasu be sort of like the antagonist of the anniversary, and then you're sort of using the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Well, not maybe using him in the event, but that's sort of what the theme is going to be. You know, it's the clash of corrupted Merge Zamasu versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I think that theme is what they're going for this. So, in terms of if they're even going to have this guy in the anniversary or not, I imagine he probably will not. If they go down the path of this guy being the main LF of the anniversary, it's hard to say whether or not they're going to put this guy in here, because I find it so difficult to see a scenario in where the Spirit Sword Trunks is not an LF unit. You know what they could do? What if they did, I think I've actually mentioned this before, the LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for the GT banner, then they do a LF Corrupted Merge Zamasu for the future banner, and then, you know, during, you know, maybe the second half of the anniversary or the second month the anniversary's out, because remember, these celebrations go on for a long period of time, they do a free Ultra Spirit Sword Trunks. Now that would be a cool second half to the celebration. It's even a, you know, debate whether or not they're even going to have an Ultra unit for the anniversary, but I think given the fact that they released Ultra Goku a few months before the anniversary is a pretty telling sign that we're probably going to get at least a free Ultra character during the second anniversary. I do not think we're going to get a summonable Ultra character until maybe the end of the year or so, but in terms of a free Ultra character, that I could definitely see happening for this guy. But these are the two units that I expect to see for the anniversary, this guy and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So taking a look at the actual teams that this guy would be a part of, right? Merge Zamasu, he's a part of Future, God Key, and Regen. Those are the three main teams he's on. I mean, powerful opponent as well, but I'm just going to assume that, you know, I mean, we could take a look at powerful opponent. It's just that it's so big that it's really hard to pinpoint one color and be like, oh yeah, the team needs this, because look how many units are here. I mean, I guess red, I don't know. But taking a look at this team, actually, that's a good point. We'll come back to that. Taking a look at the future team, at this point, this team is so big and the roster is so expansive that I really feel like you could split this team up into 2 separate teams almost. Like this tag, you can split this up into 2 separate teams. Basically like how Saiyan's structured. Like you take a look at the Saiyan team. Pull this up here. Right now, I would say that there are 2 viable top tier options for maybe even more than 2 for the Saiyan tag, which is one is strike based and one is blast based. Because look how many units there are here. There's like a million units here. So I could feel like you could even say the same thing about Future. I mean, there's noticeably less than Saiyans, because Saiyans is just like the whole series, right? But Future like has gotten so many buffs in the past calendar year that I feel like you could also split up Future into sort of like a strike-based team and then also a blast-oriented team as well, which is crazy to think about, because if you remember, for those of you who played before the 2nd year anniversary came out, this team sucked. This team was terrible. And again, that just goes to show how much this team got just completely buffed over the past year. The past 12 months, basically every viable unit on this team released. It's crazy how much love they've shown this tag. But I think if you take a look at the actual colors of what this team has, there really isn't one that's like ultra lacking, I don't think. And so that makes it a lot harder to actually pinpoint one color that I think this guy would be. But if you look at just the Future tag, and you're looking at what they have and what they don't have, I feel like there's like 1 or 2 colors you could really say they could maybe improve upon a little bit. And that, to me, is probably red is number 1, which is tough to say because you still have someone like Transforming Cell. You still have this Trunks and Mai, which is not old. This, Super Saiyan Blue Goku's not terrible, but you look at the other colors, like blue, absolutely not. Vegeta Blue is definitely not bad. This blue Trunks is crazy good. Yellow, you have the Rage Trunks, who's not terrible. You have the yellow LF Future Gohan, who's ridiculously powerful. I would say he's one of the better LF units in the game. Green, you have Green Goku Black. I mean, this just speaks for itself. And honestly, Green has this guy. I feel like this guy, after using him for a little bit, he's really good. He is. He's impressed me a lot. So, what else? Purple. I mean, we just got an LF, the Rose. This purple Vegeta's still solid, and I don't think they're going to make another purple Fusion Zamasu. We already have one for this tag. And then that's it. I mean, I don't see any other color other than red and green, I guess. Green, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it has to be red, looking at the roster here. I mean, obviously Transforming Cell is good. He's been out for a while, right? This Trunks and Mai is good. They're just, I feel like, a better fit for the Vegeta family team. This Goku is good. He's old, he's aged. It's just how it is. People have been talking about this Rose getting a Zenkai. They could do that if they want to. I don't think they're going to. God Key. We all know at this point God Key needs a red unit. Again, Rose can get a Zenkai. I'd rather they just give the team a red. We're getting this new blue Goku as well as the green God Goku. Neither of them are red. This team really needs a red. Regen. Again, Transforming Cell is the team's best red. Can we get him off the team? I don't want to fight him every single time I'm fighting any of these teams. Androids, he's on there every time. Future, he's on there most of the time. Regen, he's on here every time. It's time. It's time to power creep Red Cell. Please. Powerful opponent, same deal, right? Red Cell is basically the go-to red for this team. Hey, Merge Zamasu could take his spot. I think red is what we're looking at for a potential LF corrupted Merge Zamasu here. He fits pretty well in terms of a red unit for all these teams right here. They all pretty much need a red unit. That's my ideal pick for him. So at the end of the day, what I'm going to go with here is a blue Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and a red Corrupted Merge Zamasu. I think those are the 2 colors that each of their respective teams will need. We can take one more look here at one other team that we haven't looked at yet, which is Fusion Warriors. Fusion Warriors does not really need a blue. I mean, Vegeta Blue is good enough to still be used on this team. In terms of what colors the Fusion team needs, I mean, I would honestly say green. At some point, this guy's going to get a Zenkai Awakening. I think if you take a look at the actual LF, this is why I have this pulled up here. Let's take a look at this Legends Limited roster here. The only units I could really see them Zenkaiing next for the Legends Limited sort of designation here is Goten, Super Vegito, and then LF Frieza. They clearly don't want to Zenkai LF Frieza. I think they would have done it already if they were intending on doing that. So it's really, in my opinion, between Goten and Super Vegito. And because of the anniversary coming up soon, I could really see them going for Super Vegito here. So if Super Vegito gets a Zenkai, we really don't need another purple for this team. I would say... yeah, I mean, I would say green. This Gotenks is actually pretty underrated, I would say. He's pretty good. Kefla does a lot of damage, but you catch her in a combo, you're pretty much dead in the water. Yellow has Gogeta Blue. He doesn't need to get replaced yet. Red has this guy. I hate this unit. I probably would go green. But again, I don't think it's the end of the world they make him blue, because there's only one usable blue unit on this entire team, which is Vegito Blue. And if they go ahead and replace Vegito Blue with Gogeta Blue for this team, or not Gogeta Blue, for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on this team, I don't think that's the end of the world. And one other thing I do want to point out as well is that, yeah, people are going to say, oh, not another Legends Limited blue unit, which I understand because we have 5. 2 of which released in the past, like, 5 months, which is, you know, it's a lot for Legends Limited. I've seen a lot of people talking about a red Legends Limited being due, which is definitely true because we only have 1, who was the first, well, technically the second Legends Limited unit in the Gohan. Merge Zamasu can help that, right? If he's gonna be red. I don't know. I just feel like blue for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to help his teams the most here. I mean, the GT one specifically, I was basing that off of that one because GT, again, we could pull that up real quick. Just there's no usable blue units here. There's actually 0. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here. Blue Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then a red corrupted Merge Zamasu for all of his teams here. I think they would benefit them pretty well. So you guys can let me know down below what you think about everything coming up here. Your thoughts on my prediction in Corrupted Merge Zamasu and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You guys excited for this? You guys excited to see what they're going to reveal here? I know I am. It's about to get very hyped pretty soon. I will have a video, by the way, out on every single free-to-play Goku coming out. So from that Goku event, I think there's 6 Gokus in total. So we're going to get 6 different videos here. Going to do one highlighting each form here. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.